Do I have your attention now? Good. In 70 days, I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of my watch time hours, and I don't want that to happen. Now, I can't stop it from happening, but I can try to get even more watch time hours and maybe reach monetization before they're all lost. And I have a plan. I have a cunning plan, which might work, might not, I don't know. But I'm gonna try, and that's the important thing. I will try and see what happens. If I fail, I've learned something, I've done something, I tried. But if I succeed, there's gonna be cake. Oh yes, I will eat cake. I will do a live stream and eat cake. So what on earth am I talking about? Well, like it says in the title, I have 70 days to save my watch hours, or else I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of them. Two seconds. Right, so we're done. This table here represents 365 days. 360. So at the end of March last year, I published a couple of videos that got a lot of views. And everything was good, right? So as the days passed, those videos move along getting views. Some of them were getting more views on some days. But you know, some days not so many views. Hold on. Now this represents lesser views and this is, you know, more views. So after a couple of weeks, the views were just sliding along, and then this here was the DJI Mic 2 video. I got a lot of views. Should probably have some of these up here. Then after a while, I bought the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor, made a video about that. So I made not one, but two, and that got a lot of views. And the views were building. It looks like a normal YouTube graph, right? Now time has passed and the views are getting closer and closer to that edge, that 365 days limit for acquiring 4,000 watch time hours before the earliest views drop off the face of the earth and don't count anymore. And we're closing in on that deadline pretty fast. If I do nothing for the next 70 days, 10 weeks, 2.5 months, this will happen. I really don't want that to happen. I'm going to keep making videos anyway. But since we're so close-ish, it could be done. If I try, I could do it. Maybe. I don't know. Which is my point. If I don't do anything now, nothing will happen. The views will just sort of slowly trickle by. But if I try to make an effort, something might happen. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Even though it is the end of the world for these watch time hours. But if I were to make it, that would be kind of fun. Of course, the watch time hours isn't the only thing. I also need 264 subscribers within those 70 days. Now, those 70 days are 10 weeks, which is 2.5 months. But I do have a plan. So how on earth am I going to try and save those watch time hours? Well, this is IDs, lists, projects, things I need to build, A-roll, B-roll, more A-roll, B-roll, to-do lists. I have so many ideas I've taken down on paper, and this is just a tiny bit of it. I have stuff in my inbox that I've emailed to myself. Over the last year, I've just written down every idea I've ever come up with. It's just so much to pick from. I have picked out the 10 or 12 ideas I think will have the most impact in terms of value and most fun to do, and see if I can use those to maybe save those watch time hours before they fall off the end of the table. Get to 4,000 watch time hours before the 360 days are up. Hopefully these videos can in some way inspire and help somebody to start out making YouTube videos. I've hinted about this before, but I'm making a not just one, but a series of videos that primarily revolve around this. And that doesn't really sound that exciting, right? How to start a YouTube channel on the cheap using only this, a couple of cardboard boxes and some household lights. And let me show you. Using this cheap phone and this piece of cardboard, put this on top of a crate or a cardboard box, and you have everything you need to start making YouTube videos. But this video, the video I'm talking about, or this series of videos, will have 3 parts. First part is going to be the technical bits. How you use your phone, how you set it up to film yourself, just dealing with getting good audio or good enough audio and video and lighting. 3 things are 3 videos. And then a couple of bonus videos, digging a little bit deeper. 5 videos that will help you getting started on YouTube. Should be pretty useful for a lot of people that don't have the money to do things with an expensive camera. But that's not all. Then of course it's the build videos. You know, the videos where I make gear instead of buying it so that I can film the videos I want to make. This barely hangs together right now. It really isn't that great. I mean, it works and it lights everything up the way I need it to, but it's not great. So I need to make a version 2 of that. That's going to be a separate video. But not only that, we have this thing. So this is just a prototype of what I'm trying to do. But this stick here, there's a little magnet on top of this. And if I try to stick it up here, it sticks to the ceiling. Now, what could we possibly do with that? If you put a cross here, and not just one magnet, but 5 magnets, will it be enough to hold a camera? Now, if we take this stick with the magnets, put it here in the cross in the ceiling, and it can hold a phone, you have a ceiling-mounted camera or light holder, if it's strong enough. I need to figure that out. That's going to be a separate video. But that's not all. There is, of course, the homemade slider. Now, these are ball bearings from roller skates and skateboards. And I made this a while ago, and... See that? One thing is having a slider like this, but imagine when you motorize this. I did that in a short where I just used a drill to power it back and forth. But imagine if you can put some electronics on here and make it go over to one side, click a button, and then reverse the motor and pull it back. That's going to be a video. Now, there might be something about the hand as well. Not sure. Yeah, we'll see. Then, of course, it's the way that I've stopped using the mirror to see what's on the screen. Instead, I'm using this iPhone 11 that I managed to get a hold of, because I can run the Blackmagic camera app on this and then view and remotely control the Blackmagic camera app on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. So there's going to be a separate video on that as well. I'm also going to make a couple of videos about my personal thoughts on some of the tips and advice that's being given to new YouTubers that I think that they really don't have to listen to. I've made a couple of videos about this already, but the problem is that a lot of the channels giving advice on how to succeed on YouTube, they give advice that is applicable to larger channels, people with large followings, a huge amount of subscribers. So I'm going to make a couple of videos about that and why I think, based on the experiences I've had with the 25 videos I've made so far, why I think a lot of that advice can just be ignored until one grows and gets a much bigger channel, and rather just focus on a few key things. So that's gonna be a couple of videos about that. The ideas that I've picked out, I think, are good videos. It's 10 to 12 videos, which I'm going to try to make within the next 10 weeks. I think they might be enough to push this channel up above the 4,000 watch time hour limit and hopefully get it monetized before I lose all those hours I mentioned in the beginning. I want those 4,000 hours. Tip over that edge, just be done with it, and then I can focus on making more videos, providing more value, do more fun stuff. I can just focus forward. That's what I want. And that's why I'm doing this little push these next 70 days and see if I can do it. If not, I'm going to keep making videos because it's too much fun. But it would be really nice. So in addition to making those 10 to 12 videos in the next 10 weeks, I'm going to try to do a short update video every week to see where we're at, just to have some overview of what's happening and if we're even close to reaching our goal. If that sounds like an interesting project, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.